Okay, we're getting ready to do 45 cases here. So I gotta cut these cases out for stroker clearance. Here's the right one. So I scrapped these before with my template here that I made off my good case. So I gotta cut this out right through here where my scribe line is to make room for the connecting rods. So that's what we gotta do on these today. And I already forgot how deep I gotta go. Yeah, somewhere around another case. I got two sets of these to do. There's another set over here. So this is our 41 set that we're doing. Same thing. We got the 42 set on the mill right now. Lots of little milling to do. And I need my other case, which has disappeared someplace. Yeah. Keep losing parts. Yep, that's it. Hit the tripod. Alright, here's the one that's already done. So it's got the cutout in here right now. There we go. So this is what I'm cutting out. It's like this right here. So I'm going to cut this one first, and I got to do these other ones. This is where the rods go through with a big stroker crank. So what I need to know is how deep we're going to go. So looks like we're about 350 deep. Yeah, pretty close to 350, 347. Isn't that where you're measuring at? This one's 325, so that's not even close to being the same. 320, 328. Where did I measure 350 at? 330. So it looks like about 330-ish. 320-ish. Say about 330 is the number. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll cut these down. I'll measure the other case here. See what we get on this one. That one's 350. Nothing like being consistent, is it? 340, 360, 350. Appears to be varying slightly from one case to another. This one had a Timken motor in it, so I was doing that for a reason probably. Had a little offset built in. Alright, so this one here we're going to do probably something, probably go 350 to make sure I got enough room. That's 3/4 of an inch. Here's a Sportster rod. The rod's only 1/2 inch thick, so 350 would be 700 thou. So that's 200. That's 100 thou clearance on each side if you go that deep. So if you go 330 down to 160, you got 80 thou clearance per side. That's for movement side to side, whatever. And offset of the crank this way, because the 45 crank's free to float side to side. So probably a little extra wouldn't hurt. Well, I'll figure that out. We'll see how it looks. Let's see what Harley used. Harley has a certain amount of number already built in. Let's see what they were using. Looks like they were using 320 on that one. $300 on that side. One thing, you got a lot of cases laying around, you take an average measurement. This one's been butchered a little bit, 400. So something cut in there and hit on it. This one's been cut on or something under here. This is cast right here. Yeah, about 288, 290, so basically 300 on that one. Measure this one. $300. $320. And the Sportster rod's wider than the 45 rod by quite a bit. So. I'm gonna do at least 330. I might do 350. We'll see. We'll figure out a number to use. Okay, so setting this up over here, what I did was I put my template up on there. Right here. I put bolts in there to center it up. And I took my 6-inch scale, laid it across here like this on the edge. And I squared it on my lathe, on my mill table just by looking at it. I just lined up with these cutaways here, the T-slots. And that's how I lined the case. So that's how I'm going to do that. Now for holding it down, I got a spacer up under here to hold it down. That's up under here. I got a spacer right there, so that comes off of this side right here. I'm coming off this surface right here is what I'm coming off of. So that holds the case in there basically fairly flat, hopefully. It's flat enough for what we're going to do. Now the disadvantage of this case is free to rotate, so if you dig this cutter in too hard, it can actually rip the damn thing in here and break the cutter, screw the case up. Help out the mill bearings and do other damage we don't want to do. So we have to cut relatively slow and not get too carried away. Because I don't have a lot of protection right now. There's nothing holding that thing except that one bolt. So I did tighten it down pretty good though. So this setup here is what you call the hokey dokey. So all you can do is make sure it's good and tight and hope for the best. Don't cut very much. My cutter's got a little bit of radius in the corner, so I'll leave a nice little fillet in there in case. Okay, go down right to there. So does this one rotate? This one rotates backwards. It's a backwards facing cutter. Wonderful. Okay, it puts me within 15 when this doesn't go in there no more. Alright. Do something about in that area right there. Zero out my machine. So you go up here and you zero it out so you know where you're at. And come here and do a little cut. It's going to ring a lot. Zero that out. Okay, now when you cut the case here, you want to make it so the case goes away from you when it digs in. That way it doesn't dig in. So the cutter's rotating this way. So you want this case to kind of go away from you if you can. So if you're rotating it, if you're feeding in like I am right now to the cutter, it's kind of more or less pulling it away from the case. If I come up from the other direction, it's going to be kind of like digging into the case. It's going to try to suck it in. So it depends on which way you feed it, which way is less stress on the case when you're trying to dig into it. So if I cut backwards, which is called climb milling, this one's going to try to push it away, so we'll have less opportunity for this case to dig in and be a problem. That was backwards. See, it's a backwards facing cutter. It cuts backwards. That direction. Okay, so right now we got this thing set up. Take a 10 thou pass just to see what happens here. See how our feed looks over here. We're feeding pretty quick. Okay, pretty good with that one. That's 20. See how the cutter direction is this direction, so it's trying to push the case away. Okay. If I cut this other direction, it's going to want to dig in. To dig in and rip the whole thing out of here. Okay, that was a 20, so now I'm going to go 30. So there's 60 thou deep now. See, my line is almost being cut away there. Pretty close. Okay, we're at 60. Let's go all the way to 100 down. Okay, that's 40 thou pass. Let's slow this up just a tick. See how much slower it's cutting? Okay. So you can see a little bit of a line right there, my scribe line. Now this should be right up to the case here almost, right up to the lip. On this one, get that thing out of the way before you break it. Okay, so if you look at this one, you see how we're almost right up to the edge of this thing. That's how deep I was going. Don't have a good indication of that. I can't see over there very well. It looks like I'm cutting right up the top. So about the same spot, looks like. Okay, so where's my template at? Just up here. Make sure I don't hit up in there. At some point you're going to hit. Okay, we're going to lay this up on here and see what we got. It should be good, but we're going to go ahead and double check this to make sure. Alright. So it looks like I can cut a little bit deeper here. Right on the edge of it. So looks like I could probably cut a little bit more. One bolt, get out of there. Try not to tear my template up. It's hard to do with one hand. No, don't tear. Okay, so it looks like I can cut a little bit deeper on this side, but no more on this here. So I'm going to I'm going to mark it right here. Nice, drop the pin. Okay, that's marked. Hammer. Okay, I need to rotate the case a little bit. There's a few thou. See, that's all the movement it takes to cause a problem, so you gotta be careful. Let's see how much I actually moved it. More than I wanted to, I bet. Yeah, it appears I moved more than I wanted to. Okay, so we got a pretty good gap right here. Yeah, and about half of that. Yeah, alright, so it looks about right. Over a little bit. Okay, that was the Y dimension, which is this one. Zero it. An extra 15 thou right there. See what that looks like. It didn't move as much as I thought it did. Alright, you can see that's a little bit of red right at the very tip. So I did cut what I wanted to. So now I cut right to the line here now. I cut 15 thou more off, but put us right on the edge. And it looks like we're about the same, almost identical dimension we had before. Probably another 5 more will do it. So there's our 5. Zero that. Bring this back. See if you can cut 50 on this or not. It was all right. Cut a little bit faster, just for some of the chip load. Okay, another 50. 250. We're at 250 right now. Okay, so we're at 250. We're on our 50 right over there. So that means I got another 100, another 75 or 100 more to go. Yep. Pull this across. This will put us at 300 right here. Go either 330 or 350 for depth, depending on where we want to go. That was like 330 right there, theoretically. Yep. 333 is what I'm measuring. All right. Take our rod. Lay it in here and see what we think. Okay, so that's how much is in there. We're like 2/3 of the way into the rod. So if you come up a little bit, that's centered. So that's our clearance right there at 330. Well, it seems like quite a bit. I think I can center the crank within that much, but the problem is these rods actually move side to side quite a bit, you know, for clearances. But they're going to pretty well run up and down about one area. They're not going to move around much. We're going to have some floating the bearings down here, but not a lot there either. So, all right, so 330 is 660, 160. That's 80 thou clearance if everything's centered. So you'll be lucky to within center or be within 20. So if you figure within 30 on being centered, you got 60. No, you got 80. So that leaves you 50 thou for the rod to go slop back and forth. Which I don't think they move around that much when they're actually in the bike. But in pistons, they give you about 80 thou up in here for a reason, because they want to make sure you got clearances. So to be safe, we can go to 330 and we'll know we got plenty of clearance. Now, what's the disadvantage going down to 330? Not really much of anything, really. It's plenty thick enough. You know, another 20 thou deeper here, I don't think it's going to make any difference in the world, but if it hits, it will make a big difference. So I think 330 is enough clearance, but we'll go 350 and see what it looks like when the bike's together. Mock it up further. Let's see, what did I have on this one again? I already forgot. I think I only had 350 on one side. That one's 335. $320-ish. 360. 345. If I was holding a square. 346. 345. So it looks like we're around a 340 average on this motor. Yeah. But anyway, 350 should be plenty. It's safe. We'll go with 350. Extra speed there. .350 is a nice even number, easy to remember. Done. So then we go 1, 2, 3. Should be 10 thou under. We'll make a little extra under. Okay. Make sure you don't hit anything when you move it across. Okay, we're going to see if we got enough room to do this one over here. That's about the same spot. I got plenty of room. I got this far to go, so I got enough room to do that. Okay, so now you can see that this is not going straight on my mill table. Mill table's over here. So I have to loosen this up and rotate the case over a little bit. So I'm going to do that. But I need more than one hand to do that, so I'm going to have to live with a bad camera view. Pocket. Pretty tight. Should be off slightly, just like I did the other one. I already moved that, so it doesn't matter. Okay, now we do the same thing on this one, except now instead of feeding this way, we're going to feed it this direction, because now we're cutting the opposite side. Same deal, we don't want to dig in, remember? Okay, should be able to cut 50. Let's find out if our zero is the same now. 2.5 thou. Off by 2.5. Let's say overhaul in it, that's not too bad. Okay, there's 50. Looks like we can move it up a little bit further. Okay, here's our first pass. So you can see I'm not all to the edge right here. And you also see that I'm not near my edge right here. Now, did I do that on the edge in this case? It looks like we did cut on the edge, right on the edge there. Okay, so I'm going to cut down another 50. There's our 50. And zero out our y-axis. That's this one. And we're going to give it another, looks like another 10. There's 10. And try another pass. Okay, another 10 more to go in there. Do a 50 over here again. Do this another 10. Boom. Zero that. Okay, looks like our mark is just about getting cut away. And it looks like we are getting close to being at 0 too up there. Can't see how close I was on this side, but looks like I've got almost into it. So I think we're good for another 5 on that at least. 50. Okay, looks like that mark is just about history. Not much left of it. And it looks like I'm pretty close to my top up here. I could go probably another 5 more. And I'd be into it. Now I won't go any deeper. I'm already getting pretty thin across here. So, this case here, we're on what this side right here's where we're at. Looks like we're 180. What do we get on this one? 166, a little bit thinner actually. Yep. $170 with pressure on it, and 165, 5 thou difference. That last 5 I was too much there. Missed it by 5. Oh well. I didn't measure this one. Maybe I should have. Let's see what we got on this one. 165. Can't get a true measurement here, but I figure 165, but I'm not quite square because I'm hitting the milling machine, so it's pretty close. I think I'm within 5 on both of these. Okay, so this 0 here, I won't go any closer than we are at, so I'm going to back it off with thou. I'm not making it thicker. Alright, here's 1 thou less. Alright, we'll call that our new 0 point now. Okay, give it another 50. Get to the mark and 1 thou, I moved it up, changed it. Quit cutting so much. So my template's pretty accurate. We're repeating within 5 thousandths. That's pretty close. Should be 300 deep now. Let the cutter come to a full stop before you put your fingers anywhere near it. Alright, I can't read that. Yep, it's pretty close. Can't measure scale, you use the calipers. That's what these are for. See, both systems do work. See, around 300. So you can use calipers, you can use your 6-inch scale. That's why we use both around here. Alright, there's 50 more. Last pass on this one. Feed it back out. Makes the finish a little smoother. side. Okay, now we can get the center out. So we get to rotate the case in between these two marks now. Now you can do all of this with a die grinder, but this is a lot more accurate than a die grinder. This one, my mark's kind of uneven as hell, so I'm not exactly sure where the hell it's at. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and a little extra. So if in doubt, pull out the template again. So you figure out where the hell it's at. Pretty square. Slightly more. Oop. Not holding it very good. Slid off my holding thing there. Redo. Redo them even. Official factory torque there. Whatever that is. Now later on I'll make this template, I'll call it a piece of aluminum or something. Something that's more, not so forgiving like this. Paper's only so accurate. When I get some extra time, we'll do that. Whenever that is. Okay. sneaking up on the edge again. Okay, you can see my mark. We're pretty close on that scribe line, but we're fairly far away on this one. So it needs to be nailed a little bit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go ahead and give another 50 here. I've already been giving this a few extra thou each time. Looks like we're off by quite a bit. Give it another 10 right there. See what we get. Take another 10 will probably do the trick. Not sure how far up here I'm supposed to go. So we're going to look at this case. Looks like you're almost within a 1/4 inch of the top here. And this one here we're not that close yet, so another 10 won't hurt it. Another 50 right there. Zero you out. Give you another 10 right here. Another 10. Take another cut. Okay, so now that's looking closer to the edge like the other case is. And our mark is pretty much gone away. Probably could cut another 5 more. Equalize what these things are. And we're pretty close. About half that. 13. Okay. 3 thou extra. Give another 50 down. Do it again. I hold my hand here for a couple of reasons. It stops the vibration on the bell. I also can feel any kind of case movement. See the difference? Gives me an idea about how much of a cut we're really doing. Okay, that's looking a lot better there now. That should be 300 down. So we're going to clean out the stock cut right here. That should disappear on this pass. Just skim it, cut the thou short. There's 50 more. Yeah, I got too close. 3 thou too far, looks like on that number. Close. That number, look over here. Getting too close. guess I could have measured from the bowl hole, yeah. Not too easy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I could have measured across, I guess. Yeah, I can't remember how to do everything. This one looks like it's a lot more, but who knows? It's about 259, so there it looks like. 250. I told you it's 3,000. Actually, 10,000 too much. Oh well. I'll get over it. It's going to take a while though, but I'll have to get over it. Yeah, so my template seems to be holding as being good. As long as I quit screwing up, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to do the last one there. A little tight. Okay, just back over a little bit. Tight. Yeah, we'll see if that cleans up. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment on that one. This time we feed the other direction again. About 2.5 down that time. 50 per shot. This time I'm going to measure before I keep cutting. Got about another 5,000 to go, it looks like. See, I'm getting smarter, huh? It'll take at least 10 to go over here, though. That looks close. Close from the other side is. 5.5. Same dimension. It's a little bit closer on the top. That means the angle's off slightly. Can't have that. Like an amateur did it. Hard to get good help. So you can see I got my line here, even though the width is good. You can see how far up I'm up here, pretty far up. So we're going to make an adjustment. I don't know if it moved. Find out. Button. Okay, I can move the 10th out to hit again. Hitting on that side. Alright. We got another 5. 3 or so right there. See what we get. Like all of it. Okay, quit moving out anymore. 50. Clean the edge up a little. Quarter of a thou off, so I didn't clean quite same height. The mark didn't come together there, but can't feel it because it's within a thou. You just didn't leave a trail mark going across. All right, how close we get at that time? I recut it, so I'll probably cut slightly different. Am I too close? Maybe. I think so. Okay, what do we got here? It should be 55. It looks like it's still 55. Yep. Okay, so I didn't cut any more. But I did cut more on this edge over here, so that line kind of went away. All right. Jack this thing up out of the way. I'm way too close. Yeah, it's because I'm holding my hand, that's why. Okay, so now we got this case is done. So now I get to do a video, do that 3 more times. I gotta do this case, And I gotta do that one down there. So I'm set up for doing the left side, so I'm gonna do the left side of this guy here next. So this will be a 41 case, so we'll do him next. All right, let me get this cleaned up and swapped around, we'll be back.